Hello everyone, welcome to our first online fitness video for you guys to do at home for people in isolation, but these exercises are for everyone, for kids, adults, parents, grandparents, neighbours, friends, anybody can get involved, okay? So our first one today is for our core. So we have a series of exercises that I'm going to talk you through, demonstrate for you, show you how to do them, and then I'll show you how to structure that in a little workout, okay? The only thing that you're going to need is yourself, a space, and a timer. I have my phone today, so I think everyone has one of those. And we'll just get started. So the first one is the plank. Very straightforward, but I'm just going to talk everybody through the correct form. So what we're going to do is make sure that your elbows are directly underneath your shoulders, okay? Get your legs out. Now, I like my feet just side by side. Some people like to stack them on top, whichever's fine. But the important thing is to not stick your bum up in the air. Keep it nice and low and squeeze your legs together. Yeah, that's going to stop your back sagging down. You want to keep that nice and straight. And we're just going to keep our head looking at our hands. They can be relaxed or closed together. That's up to you, okay? If you want to make it a little bit more difficult, we can go up and down during the workout, but it's absolutely fine just to stay here. So this first one will be for 30 seconds. So if you just set your timer up, and we'll go for the first one here, making sure that the whole time that we're breathing at a slow pace, keeping our abs engaged, keeping our glutes engaged, keeping your gaze just nice and soft. And this time, we're going to start moving up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you just keep going at a nice smooth pace, and that's 30 seconds there. So during each exercise, we'll rest for 30 seconds. So we'll just set another timer there, and while we're doing that, I'll just demonstrate and explain the next one. So the first one there does all down the front and down the back as well. Your core muscles are everything in this area, not just your ab muscles, okay? So the second one is one specifically for the side. So get your hand facing out the way, away from your body. Now for your legs, if my right hand is down and I'm working the right side, I like to have my left foot flat on the floor. That might depend on your flexibility. And I like to just stack the other foot just on top. It's very comfortable, okay? Make sure that you're squeezing your hips forward. Don't bend backwards. Stay nice and straight. Pull your shoulders back. Now to add this one, to make it a little bit more difficult, we're going to use this left hand to go underneath and then all the way back. Okay, and I'm just going to keep that at a nice steady pace. Okay, so if you get your timer ready, and we will just begin. So if we start here, remember to keep breathing. So as we go down, we're going to breathe in, and as we go up, we're going to breathe out. And just squeeze your shoulder blades, making sure the hand doesn't go too far back. If you like to look at the hand, that's no problem. Or if you want to stay forward, that's also fine. Just trying to concentrate on keeping yourself strong. So make sure you squeeze, try not to wobble. It's very easy to lose your balance in this position, okay? The arm also might get a little bit fatigued, so you're also working your arm strength there as well. And then we're just going to switch, so that's 30 seconds. We'll move to the other side. So the other side is left hand. My right foot is flat with my left foot on top, and my hand again. Just a nice steady pace. Up, down, up, down. Now this one is a little bit more difficult because you're isolating your side muscles as opposed to using all of them, which you do on the first exercise. And stop there. We'll just have a little rest there for 30 seconds. I'll explain to you the next exercise. So those first two, I've done our complete core there, as well as our glutes and our hip muscles. This one's a little bit more specific for your core in the middle. So we're going to be lying back. Now the most important part of this one is that you keep your lower back on the floor at all times. So as I lean back, I like to have my arms out the side. Make sure you're pressing them into the floor, and we're just going to raise our legs up a little bit off the floor. And when we're here, we're just going to be kicking our legs very softly. Small movements like you're swimming at a slow pace. Toes pointing forward, head and shoulders up. And make sure you breathe on this exercise, okay? So get your timer ready. I like to have mine just by the side, but You may have somebody helping you or doing it with you, and they'll be resting while you're doing it. They could time it for you. Okay, so we just go back. Again, just trying to press our lower back down into the floor. If you have a cushion or a pillow, that can help. But just making sure we keep it a nice smooth pace with our kicks. Making sure we're breathing. This one is obviously slightly more difficult as we've done the first two exercises already, so you should be feeling it in your core. It should be feeling quite warm. Just breathe. And stop. Okay. Now there we have 3 exercises that we'll repeat 3 times each. So that's the first series there. After the series of exercises, I like to rest for a minute. Maybe grab a drink of water if you have one. Now obviously these are for different fitness levels. So if you're finding that one a challenge, you can drop the time down to 20 seconds. You can increase the time from 30 seconds to 40 or 50 depending on your fitness levels. So that's entirely up to you, and making sure that you do the appropriate exercises for your level is very important. Okay, so we're going to go again. This time, I'll do the exercises along with you. We're going to go for 30 seconds on, 30 seconds rest for all 3 exercises. Okay, here we go. So the first one was our plank. Now, as I said before, if you want to just stay in the plank, that's fine. If you want to make it a bit more difficult, if you find it too easy, we're going to do the walking one. That's the one I'm going to do today. Okay, so here, get ready first. I like to have my phone right in the middle underneath. Press start and then go. And while I'm doing this up and down, I'm trying to keep the rocking side to side to a minimum. You will rock side to side a little. You can't avoid it, but try not to be swinging very big. Try and keep your core engaged and just let your arms move you up and down. That's it. Almost there. And time. Okay. Again, get a little drink if you need, if required. As we put the timer on for just a little 30 seconds rest. Now again, if you want to make it more difficult, you can reduce the rest time. I've just kept it here at 30 seconds, but if you want to reduce that to 20, make it a bit more difficult. Or if you're feeling quite tired or you're already feeling it, increase that rest time up towards of a minute if required. Okay. Timer's almost up, so we're going to get ready for our second exercise, which is our side plank. I'm going to start on the right side. So, right hand pointing away, left leg on the floor. I like to stack it on top. If you want to go just both feet together like that, that's also fine. I just find it quite uncomfortable. So just here, push the hips forward and begin. Now, if you find moving the arm too difficult, you can just keep it right by your side or here on your hip. Don't have it hanging down doing nothing. Make sure it's in a fixed position, or we're utilising it to make the exercise a little bit more difficult. Again, squeezing your lats as well, brings your back into it as well, so it's not just a core exercise, it's a whole body exercise here. And then that's 30 seconds, so we change. So just a very quick change, so we don't have to stop the timer, we just keep going. Again, just a very steady pace with the arm. Squeezing your glutes at all times is very important. You don't want these exercises to be affecting your lower back. So just keep going. Remember to breathe. And rest there. Okay. Now here, the second time around, you should be really feeling it by now. If not, by all means, increase the duration of the exercise. Or reduce the rest time. So the final one is our leg kicks. Remember to keep your lower back on the floor, that's critical. If you're feeling any pain in your lower back, avoid that exercise completely and just repeat the first one, the first plank that we did. Okay, the final one, we'll just get ready. So lie back, hands pressed out, lower back on the floor, shoulders up, head up, lift our legs and begin. Now obviously some of these exercises can be quite mentally challenging in order to push yourself, so it's always important to try and maybe think of a happy place, like the plank. And just breathe. Again, if you want to make this one a little bit harder, you can increase the speed of your kicks, but don't make them too big. Just make them small. Keep your core working. And done. So, that's our core workout exercise there. Now, depending on your fitness levels, you could repeat that 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, whatever suits you the best. But what's important is consistency. Making sure you do it regularly. The best times could be in the morning or the evening before you go to your bed. But make it a routine. Make it something that you do for you. Okay, thank you.